Hey guys, how's everyone doing? Um, yeah, I wanted to go live for my live this week anyway, and it's good that I got to see what I got to see. So some of you have probably already saw the post that I made. Um, I was very surprised to see that there is a similar. I know there's other trainings out there, but one with very similar name that will probably cause confusion and people have been noticing that they've been seeing. And so while I handle that, I did want to go live and I did want to talk about the Microloc Mastery certification. And I wanted to talk about what that means. But I also have some comments. A lot. So if you followed my information, you know that there are do's and don'ts. I talk about a lot. I talk about information to give you your healthiest, strongest, most refined set of locks for those who are interested in that. Techniques and experience, hands-on direct experience as a professional working with hundreds of women, particularly men and women. We're based out in New York City. So I worked with a lot of people. And so I pull from that, as well as having my hair locked for 13 years. Some things that just work, some things that don't work. I try to simplify things. I want people to have skills, education, knowledge, to have not just hair that looks great in the moment, but hair that looks great that can last you into decades. So my hair was done in the previous decade. I want to keep my hair going. I want to make sure that people who seek that, who want that, are able to have those skills and knowledge. Another thing that I'm feel very strong about. Hi, y'all. Hi. Is giving people freedom and giving people information that truth is subjective, but I say truth in my meaning. You can take information, you can apply it, you can get results. I'm results driven. So if things don't make sense, if things I see are kind of trying to manipulate people into, certain things, I don't like that. And I also know that I'm not going to, credible training is not going to train you on techniques that aren't designed for longevity. Anyone who's a loctician, you have a lot of professionals that follow a lot of hair professionals. You guys know there's just certain techniques that you wouldn't use for certain things for a reason. You wouldn't start, one example I know is just having locks on a small scale done with certain methods will make them a little easier, more prone to breakage, will make them more prone to problems. You might have to go in and do more refinement. So I focus on the technique or the techniques that will give you the strongest lock, the refined lock. So when people see something and they say they want that, there's certain things if you did it a different way, it's probably not going to look like that. So you want to give people the set of skills and training information that will help them get their results. So upon my research, investigation, y'all know I laugh a lot, but the fire comes out too. But it's not even about fire. It's just about making sure that people get what they need to get the results that they want. I'm going to go ahead and talk a little bit about certification training real quick, but I'll tell you, if you watch any of my lives, you know that, especially 3-day training, I talk about preferred methods to start your locks. I talk about when you go to consultations and you're looking for someone to do your hair, certain things, I give people skills with that, how to navigate that, what questions to ask to get what you want. I've done videos on that. I talk about that. I will continue to talk about that. And I've noticed for a very long time, the small locks, with the sister lock, which inspired me to want small locks. things have been done with certain methods that create this strength. And you can always innovate upon things. But I'm noticing now that people are, and a lot of DIYers, but also professionals, are creating microlocs with techniques that never were designed to be a preferred method to start them, from the decades that people have been doing these small interwoven kind of locks. So there's reasons for that. And so for me to train or try to educate or try to like endorse that would be irresponsible of me, knowing that you're not going to get the result that you desire. If I tell you to start your locks with a coil or a 2-strand twist, it's just dropping some game for from the trainings. Those are not preferred methods. Although you can do what you want with your hair, and we can go ahead and repair and strengthen it with these techniques, but I wouldn't necessarily train you to start them under my training program, because that's not the preferred method. But it doesn't mean that if you want to learn how to retighten your hair that's been started with that method, or repair them or refine them, of course, you get skills to handle, because if you're doing clients, you're going to have people coming in with all different things. So you need the skill to know how to handle everything. But I'm not going to train you in a way that's already going to put you set you back. If you know what I mean. I'm seeing some stuff scrolling there. So I noticed that, and it was just a little interesting. I'm going to have to take a sip of my tea, y'all, because I'm a little, that's not even an issue. Wait, hold on. I need one more sip. I think it's the blatant naming of your training after another person's training with one letter different. And trying to confuse people. So I think it's good. It's good that I say what I say and stand by what I say, because people can tell, like, wait, why are you training me on how to do it this way? When with braids, when that's not even really gonna when I wanted to get trained, I just gotta tell stories a lot. I knew what I wanted. I knew what I want. I knew how my hair was. I knew what I wanted for my hair, how it looked, based on how it looked. And so my mentor, loctician, trainer, she's all that, was responsible of her to say, yeah, I would train you in these methods because I know the results you're looking for. If I went and said, can you train me how to start it with braids or twists or whatever, she would say, wouldn't say, sure, I could train you in whatever. It has to be a responsibility to the professional to know what works, to have those skills, to train on those skills. Knowing that doing a lot of repairs on people, things that are done a certain way, why would you set up? It just doesn't make sense. But anyway, I'm venting, y'all. I came up here to talk about certification. So let's talk about certification. I'm going to go ahead and end that because it's acting funny. Let's delete it. And so some people wonder why they should get certified. Why should they get certified? Because now we have a plethora of everybody saying they can train, they can do this. But here's my reason again. What are they training you on? Do you know where you're going to get? If I train you in 55 different ways to do microlocks, how do you know the consistency that you're going to get what you want? That you should know what you get when you seek a professional or a technician. You should know that there is a method and a standard that is upheld for creating that look, that uses best practices, that uses techniques that are going to give you the results that you like. Your work has been assessed thoroughly and professionally, and that you've met those standards. That's why certification is important. Consistent results. There's no guesswork. The health of the hair and education and knowledge is also very important. Sometimes you don't know, and so you're putting your trust into someone teaching you techniques. But you don't want to unknowingly think that you're using a technique that's going to give you the results, and it's a technique that you're going to have to go in and do a lot of repair for, because it's not going to lock the same way. there's no constriction, there's no confinement to tools or techniques. You can move beyond outdated systems and things that don't work. You can have access to innovation, technology, the ways that we can support platforms. All those things matter. And obviously the knowledge of the instruction that you are getting. That's very important then for someone to just, because anybody can say and do anything, but what standard is there in the industry if anybody is saying or doing anything, and you're going and you're expecting, a client is going and expecting to get a service, and they're getting all types of different things going on, and they're comparing results to something that they aspire to or had a goal for, and it's not looking that way, but it actually probably could have if the proper techniques were done on it. Those things are the things that really get me in my core, because I was a client. I was a person. I always talk about this. I was vulnerable going into the locking world, coming from natural hair, which is a whole other trauma for me. It's not like I was crying, but it was like, whoa, what do I do with this 4C hair? And I wanted to be supported by professionals and supported by people who encouraged and knew what they were talking about to help me along my way, especially because we did not have YouTube out back in 2005 and 6 and 7 when I was going natural. And then when I locked it 2008, I don't think YouTube might have just come out a couple of years later. And then I actually got onto YouTube and talked a lot about microlocks in the beginning. But if my loctician played around, I always say this, if I went in there and got somebody doing anything they wanted, somebody doing something crazy to my hair, I would have flipped her whole apartment over. I would have probably spiraled into a depression because I was very vulnerable about how I looked, about my hair texture. I didn't really know what, I was trying to not do wigs and weaves. So I was like, I'm gonna give my hair a chance to be all it can be. I dropped a whole bunch of money into it, a whole bunch of time. People sit in a chair for a long time to get this service. And also throughout the process, her professionalism in supporting me was what I needed. If I had anything other, it would have been a whole different story. And I want to give people that opportunity to have that experience with their professionals, as well as the professionals be able to be that experience for someone. And no, everything's not perfect. Everyone is not for everyone. But if we start off knowing that standards and techniques are tried, tested, optimal, then, and that people are investing time and energy into creating what really works instead of just kind of catering to try to just do what, so much I want to say, but I don't want to say it in a way where it may come across. I always say people have freedom to do whatever they want, and they should do whatever they want with their own hair, because nobody can tell me not to do whatever I want with my hair, and I don't expect anyone to feel like they're being told to. But if there's a person who also, like me, was like, I want to know what I need to know to get what I really want. I'm not a person that I was not going to do well with crazy looking, messy, broken, damaged locks or things that weren't looking like, I was not going to do well with it. I'm telling y'all right now. And I was like, really, really said, if I'm going to get my hair locked, I'm only going to get it locked if it looks neat or if it is going to be strong, because I had problems with breakage all on my edges from braids, because my hair is sensitive, because I have 4C hair. It was dry all the damn time. It was always I didn't want to worry about it. I want my hair to be in good hands. And I wanted, I wanted locks for a long time. I knew I wanted them to be long. It wasn't going to be a phase I was going to take out in a year or so. So that is what drives what I teach. That is what drives the information I share with people who cannot make the investment or choose not to. You still should get valuable information to support you, because information, I feel like the experience is powerful. And I don't need to, I'm not saying the name, my post I put earlier about the imposter, but obviously I'm onto something with trying to teach people these techniques as an alternative. You can also use these trainings that I teach to complement any other trainings. I don't believe in, I'm just not to be like a social activist as a go. Like I don't. We need to break down some ways that things were done before. Divisive, competitive, keeping, withholding, secretive. Yes, business. We are in a capitalist society, but I felt like some things can be approached differently to give people information that they need, that they want, in a way that gives them freedom, in a way that complements anything else that they like to do. And also, obviously, if I'm having a business, there's things I would need to protect in order to continue to grow the way that I would like to grow. So that I can, that's what anybody should do for any passion that you are monetizing or you are creating resources for your family on. Right? There's a level of protection, but it doesn't mean that I'm going to stifle someone else's growth because I'm in a capitalistic society. But I won't undermine somebody by naming that my business after theirs and changing one letter or not giving homage. And since day one, I've always been clear about, not being sister locks, but you can come in and get the service by me. I don't misrepresent myself. Make sure, that they get credit because it's another businesswoman. It's another Black woman. You know what I mean? It's another Black woman that's created something phenomenal that's inspired me. I better give her credit. But I also know I didn't come in under, and I came in with some more innovation and ideas that allowed me to kind of venture off into other innovations. So with that confusion out there right now that I noticed, this Microloc Mastery has these gold M's. Started, you can actually, there's a bunch of other platforms I haven't publicly announced, but we have microlocdirectory.com, microlocs.com, microloctraining.com, onlinemicroloctraining.com. There's so many platforms under what I do and I've gone back, like I said, almost 15 years out there, like 13 years of promoting Microlocs, mass distributing tools for another company, really pushing this out. I combed the internet back in 2009 for a lot of different trademarking things. It's something that I was on the forefront with, and I don't play around with getting people information, but I understand that we can complement other people's trainings, fine, but I had to speak on that. Be discerning about what you see. Go by results. Go with what feels good. That's it. Because some things, my jaw I had to pick my jaw up for a second because I was like, it's too similar. Like, what is this? Very much trying to cause confusion for you guys. But I feel like people know, y'all are quiet. I had my IG on. I was like, it kept acting up, but y'all, I feel like y'all quiet. I'm definitely in a space, I'm just in a space. I'm very focused on what I'm doing, but I'm also had to speak about that, and I had to speak about the training. So I can go into it a little bit. I wanted to share. Well, the site is online, Microloc Training. Some people wanted to know about certification and why. How do you go about getting it? So the reason for certification is to show that you've met the level of skill through the training. So you take the course and it shows that you've mastered the concepts, the main concepts. And so it shows that you've done it. But I operate a little bit different because there was a question, and I read this in my private members only group. And I think that we got the message clear about why someone asked me about certification and why, wouldn't they go with Sister Locks? It's globally known and all these different things. And I said, well, I don't structure it the same way. Number one, my platforms don't work. Everything is not the exact same way as what you may have experienced. I have a database that is an optional thing, although we expanding it to list everyone that's been certified, microlocdirectory.com. So you're not going to find everyone that's certified on there because not everyone wants to be on there. And some people I'm nudging them to go ahead and put their profile on there because they are, but it's not an end all be all list where you have to, so the whole structure behind it is that there's freedom of tool usage. You can apply your skills and certification for all locks. You can repair, refine, and then you have access to more advanced trainings like reattachment, extensions, all these things that were not even offered in formally through Sister Locks. And I've been working many years on that as well, on extensions and refining it. Another note about that another time about the training, because people asked about that, but I know the market we're in, as you can see, I have to make sure that things are done well and protected, so that it can, yeah, I'll just leave it there. So, but there's access to the reattachments, to the refinement, to the repair, to the grooming, to documents, step-by-step, printable, everything to help you do what you need to do, A to Z, access to the platform 24/7. I try to address everything that I would have wanted in a training, especially now, making it easy for students to learn, easy for students who decide to add or enhance their business, and also take other trainings and do whatever they need to do to grow, to provide for their families, like I provide for my daughter as a single mom, like I referenced in the post. When the world was, a lot of things were going haywire, I had my skills, I had my business. I was very appreciative of that. And it didn't, if you have advanced degrees, like this is something, you have an interest for it, you can do. And it's not going to lock you or pigeonhole you into doing anything else you'd like to do with locks or natural hair or hair in general. So I felt like that was one of the main reasons with certification. But if you were to just ask randomly and look for this service, you're playing Russian roulette with, you could be, what you're getting, how they're starting it, how it's going to look in a year, how they're going to be able to repair, how they're going to be able to address problems, their levels. Like all these things are questions when there's no standard, when everybody is saying they do something. But when you introduce or you provide something where you can know that they're going to utilize these set of techniques and standards that are creating results and have been creating results and have been refining and repairing, in this way, it gives people, it gives that standard that needed to be there. And that was the purpose of this course and trainings. And we are in 4 countries. We are in multiple states throughout the United States. Many people also, once people have paid and gotten access, they have it forever. They can take their time. There's people that had life situations happen and they've had to revisit. We don't rush through it and make it. My training was over 4 or 5 weeks, person to person, in 2008. And that was such a good way for me to learn and really refine my skills instead of rushing it back to back. I could, she could have said that was a training and I wouldn't have known any better. But because I had that week between, I give a few days in between each module. I don't think I give a full week, but people can take a week and really refine that part and then go to the next part. And so as you go through the modules, you have time to practice and really refine it, because when you do turn in your work to get it reviewed, to say that you've met your skill level has met this certain level, it's reflective of your skill level, and you take your time. You don't have to rush. You have what you need to start. Sometimes people buy multiple mannequins, they practice, and then they refine it and then they submit it. And I'm telling you, the work is amazing. I was just like, some of the students, I'm still like, she is good. Like, really would like her to do my hair. Like, that's good. I want people to be connected to this training at that level. Like, she's good. She knows what to do. You can come in there with all types of issues and they got you. They will make sure they smooth your lock down and pull those, like they will make sure your locks are much stronger and more refined when you leave a session with them. And that's what I desire. I don't want to just, I could teach you how to do it. Anybody can teach anything, but I want to be able to be there and support you to be the best that you can be and have access to that and feel free and move free, and have life. You have more control over how you do it. And I'm all about freedom and individual choice and control. I think I've covered all my points. I feel like I was all over the place in this live, y'all. Sorry, because I don't know how to. I'm very like I'm. I don't like to be dramatic or like I don't know. I like things to be peaceful and, but I understand that I still don't like the fire to come up. But it was like bubbling, and I was like, I don't even know how to say this. But I was like, in my mind, I was like, everything I was seeing was like, no, like, I mean, do what you want, but don't. The reason why you're on my radar is because you try to name it almost like mine. Like, that's the thing. I don't care if you're not trying to come so close to confusing people who might actually be looking for Microloc Mastery, and who've followed, we've started, I thought launched last year. So it's over a year now that we've had the online platform, just a little before COVID. I think January, I started pushing it out. So we've been doing this for a year. We have a lot of students that are enrolled and that have been certified and that have started businesses and have used the skills. And we have people that have gone through the free trainings. So it's like I've invested that information out. So to confuse people who might be interested or like that just wasn't cool. But you know what? That's why there's other institutions that handle stuff. But I was just amazed at that. I was just like, wow. But then when I saw that it was saying 4 different ways to teach different techniques, I said, so how's that providing a standard besides just saying I'm going to teach you? Because the thing is, if I'm teaching you many ways to do it, knowing that some ways aren't the best, but just because maybe that's what DIYers are saying, like just to kind of, I feel like it wasn't a professional saying, let's like teach on whatever. And then you try to find someone who's been trained in that. I sit in the chair and I have to figure out if you're going to use one of multiple things to start my hair with. And I don't know, each one of them is going to affect my progress differently. So if you're going to start my hair with the braids, or you're going to start it with interlock, or you're going to start it with coil, don't start it with coils, please. And then start it with twist. I don't know how each of those are going to look. They're going to all look different. And then like, it's just, to me, it just seems more confusing. It didn't make sense. And it kind of got me saying, why? Again, you can learn what you want. You can, I'm just speaking on results and what I offer, and only can speak on what I offer. But you come too close or try to impose on other people's things is when you start to stir the pot a little bit. So yeah, y'all, I don't know if I'm gonna keep this. I was wondering if I should keep, I was like, let me just go live on my platforms. I'll figure it out later. You guys have anything to say? Cause I can't see anything. Y'all just hearing me vent. That's cool. I'm human. But, oh yeah. So this Sunday, I opened up our group call that happens at least twice a month, every first and third Sunday. So this is the third Sunday coming up, and I've opened it so that you can experience a group call that will be a perk of the program. Now, for those who take the full training, that access is there. Those who are taking the retightening or the quick start self-retightening have had access, but they don't have access to every single group. We do go over a variety of different things. It depends on what the subject is or what questions are brought. And we do it through Zoom so that we all have the ability to open our cameras if we choose to and ask specific questions. And so people have taken full advantage of that and asked questions, even, specific to what they're doing, what part of the module they're on, their particular needs. We've had some people ask about their hair. So, but what I do want to say is, if it's information that is in the course and you're not, that I'm not going to go through the course in this call, but I will go over information that supplements, that's helpful, hopefully helpful to you. And so you can join us. The link is on the page in the group on the wall, and that's at 5 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. And you're free to open your cameras and join in on the convo. And so, yeah, that is what I wanted to just say. How you can get certified the main ways is obviously if you go through the full course, the full training. So if you go to onlinemicroloctraining.com, there is a full training, nuts A to Z, everything, installation, all the documents, consultation. And in the end, there is a way, there's steps that show you how to submit your work for review. So the idea is that when you do, you should just certify, show that you're going to get your certificate that way. Some people don't get that far. Some people can't complete their mannequin, whatever the case is. When you are ready to complete your mannequin and you're like, listen, I'm going to get this certificate. I'm invested. It is simple. I show you the steps to do it. You submit, and then you get your response back. And I'm actually just certified some people recently. You get your certificate mailed to you, and you get some more information on other perks that come with your certification. There's also a certification only program. So for those people who are in, have some skills, some knowledge, maybe you already have a clientele, but you're like, you know what, I want to get in the network. I want to have access to the perks. I want to show, because as I grow, as this continues to grow, everyone's coming along. And it will be way more pushing. Like I can push a lot of advertising behind you if you're seeking to grow your business. Those are the next steps. So I just tell people to complete their directory listing. You get a full entire page. Then it connects to your other social medias, and it's another. And I do a lot of different things that are coming down. Just push people out. There's additional trainings and additional access to tools and things as they roll out. As the platform expands and grows, you always have that access. So if you get connected that way, I'll look at your skills, base it on our standards, let you know if you where are the areas you might need some work in, and you refine those, and then you become a part of the network and endorsement. So that's another way for people who maybe perhaps, want to go that route. Now, let's say it doesn't meet the standards. You have an option to get the training at a much reduced rate if you want to do it that way, so that you can get your skills to where you want them to be, or where they can be for endorsement for Microloc Mastery. So I do want to make sure that the people who are in the network have the best skills that they can have. And I have seen everyone do great jobs. And even if people needed to refine or just work on an area, they do it. And I can see, it's like so quick. I can see the development in skill. I'll probably follow up this live with some people that have left testimonies. I thank y'all for that. But some people literally had no skill, like not skill. People have skills, but no like experience. And they got the techniques. There's some people who have, and who actually have businesses, who actually are trained in competitive brands. A lot of my students are actually, probably more than half, come from another brand, and they want to enhance that. And that's why I said that this is all meant to just come together for it. Like you can add this to it. You don't have to choose. You don't have to feel like you have to make a choice about it, that it will complement. It's designed to enhance any skills you have. And I find my first apprentices, my first mentees, people that worked with me and that provided services under my business, actually came in from another brand and paid over again to learn the skills. And they said, I wanted to clean my head from what I was taught previously and learn from scratch. And they actually felt like, although they knew how to interlock, they felt that the training, I haven't heard anyone say, this is not beneficial, I know it all. Like they literally came in with great skills already, with clientele already, and took the training and was like, it was very helpful. Like, this is helpful, thank you. So I felt like, okay, because I was concerned, like, is this going to be repetitive or redundant? But I know that, I do things differently. So everyone does things differently. And I simplify things a lot. I find what works, and I really focus and hone on that and what's going to create what they need. So I think that that's just an alternative that complements some maybe a little bit more technical or other trainings that have a lot more going on. So what was I going to say? There was any updates about about that, just access to the other supports. I'm always, oh, I don't turn off with this. Like, I don't even, this is like, I think about how can I make it better? How can I make it better? What can I add? What can I do differently? And stuff that I haven't even shared yet with platforms that are about to roll out. Like, what can enhance people's experiences with this? Give people what they need, give people the great experience on both ends, my client experience and my professional experience. Which, I mean, I walked away from social work. Like, I know social work isn't like really known to be, doesn't have a reputation of being high paying, but it can be high paying. I mean, it depends on what you do. But I felt I was actually, it was more attractive for me to continue with this than it was for me to do some of the social work jobs. I mean, I even had a job offer recently through COVID. I was like, no, you're able to replace. I mean, just so many options, so many opportunities you have when you start right, and you start when you're investing in something is going to give you what you need. I'm telling you, it's going to pay off. It's going to pay off. So I tell people to just do whatever feels right for them. But I will be. I got a lot. Just know Microloc Mastery with the gold M's is this training, and I will continue. So you can follow YouTube. So we have a YouTube Microloc Mastery. It's fairly new, and then there's an IG Microloc.mastery. Follow those platforms as well, and then you guys are in the group. So I'm going to continue to put out some more content for you guys. And yeah, so if I don't see you before then, I will see you guys on Sunday. Excuse me. I can't see any comments or anything, so if you guys have anything, I mean, was I sounding a little bit too, I'm calm now. I'm calm now. I think I came out like all over the place. I just have to tell people, like, I don't know. I have a lot more I could say, but y'all not giving me feedback, so I can know if y'all wanted me to say more about what I'm thinking about. All right, y'all. All right, I'm gonna go. All right, have a good day. Bye.